So what else can we do? Let's make a wall that kind of divides this space into a couple of sections, kind of like a left and a right. So what I'm going to do is, this is pretty easy. So I'm going to look back here and clean this up a little bit. And I'm going to pick a couple of tiles. And I'm going to use just the grid for this. So I'm going to pick a row of tiles back here. I'm just going to trace over those lines. And so I'm just going to follow the basic tile pattern. So this is going to be, this wall that I'm going to make is 1 square in width. And so I'm going to just extend this forward. And I'm going to decide that it's going to go to about this point. And now I'm going to bring that line up. Now at this point, I may not be on a grid line because I'm just going to follow this corner. So just keep it parallel to the grid line, but not on one. And I'm going to draw this up till I hit the corresponding line, which is going to be right there. And then there's where we're starting. And we can follow the grid line to that intersection. Like so. And then remember, there's a width to it, so I'm going to draw that width 1 block, and then bring that up to its corresponding block, which is right there. And then, of course, draw that little line up there. And you can subdivide your space in any way you want. I could put a window in there, or a doorway or something like that. So let me do that. Let me see where I would put that. So remember that the grid that you can see through this wall is on the back wall. So it's not, this grid is not on this wall. Now we're kind of on our own. We have this grid over here would help us, but we're doing it on here. But it doesn't matter because we have the vanishing point. So I'm just going to pick a spot and I'm going to draw a vertical line. And then I'm going to connect that to my vanishing point from the top and bottom. And then I'm going to draw another line to make it a window. Again, just keep it parallel. And these are lines we wouldn't see. And so there's an opening. And of course we have to give it thickness. So I'm going to pick, I have to do this corner and this corner, and I have to go that way. So these are just, again, these are just going to be horizontal lines. 1, 2. Now that's not right because it's only 1 block thick. So I need to know how thick should that be, right? So the way I'm going to do that is if I transferred this line down to here and transfer this line down to here, I can actually work my way over to the other side, and I can see where that thickness would be. And in this case, it would be right there. So this is something called transferring of points. And I'm going to show you that again in a second. So again, let me show you how I did that. So I have no reference for what deep to make this, right? I just did that line, these 2 lines. So how do I know where the corresponding thickness of this is over here? So what I did was I took this line and I brought it down to the bottom, and then I drew this line that I shouldn't be able to see, but I've drawn it, connected it to the vanishing point. So I bring this line down, go over with a horizontal line till I hit that line, and then I bring that line up. So I've transferred this point down to here, over to here, and up to here. And now I know that this thickness is correct, that this is the perspective correct depth of that little window. And so that created 2 new corners there, and those are going to go to the vanishing point because they're coming towards me. 1, 2, and then you just erase the lines you don't want. And again, see how the vanishing point does all the foreshortening for you. And this is the one we're interested in, this shape and that shape. And these 2 lines would go away. So just another way to do this. And again, sometimes you're going to be off the grid and you're going to want to know how to transfer a point from one side of an object to another.